Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I just thought I would show you everything that I have made in the past and that is in my loft. A lot of it I've made wasn't for any particular reason, it was just what I've made. I'm sat at a funny angle today because I've got everything around me. I've got three big boxes, well, three of these type of boxes. As you can see, there's bits in that one. So I'm just going to quickly, well, as quickly as possible, go through a few bits. But I wanted to show you what I got the other day. Sunday was my birthday. And my sister, she's having a boy. So it turned out that it's going to be a boy. Really excited. I haven't really got many boy bits already made. So I'll have to get my needles working or my hook working. But she got me for my birthday. She's also ordering me something else. I'll show you that when it comes. But she got me a candy swirl in pink and grey. And if you watch the channel, you know my favourite colours are pink and grey. Love this. Absolutely love it. I don't know what I'm going to make with it. It's so soft. It's a Stylecraft candy swirl in the colour Coconut Ice, shade 3724. I love it. I just want to look at it all day long. I could just look at it. I might just put it on my shelf actually. I like it. I just love it, love it, love it. She also got me three of these little ones. These are I think this is 100% acrylic. Let me just premium acrylic double knit, 443 meters, and it is a double knit, yeah. So, and this is a double knit, but I find this is quite fine. So these are 50 grams. This is in the colour Pal Aqua. And I know these are free for £2 in the pound shop. But I'm happy with these. I'll use these all day long. You know, you've seen my videos before. I've bought these. So anyway, that's that. Let me get on with what I've made in the past. I was just in the loft and I thought I'd get these down just to show you quickly. That's about it. I'm just going to show you. The first one is in just a smaller box. So let me just put this on my lap. And if you remember from before, these are the bags that I made. The smiley face bags. There is some on my Etsy, so go and check them out. But I will be taking these to Comic Con with me again, because the emoji film has been released recently. I have quite a few of these, all different, black, white, red handles or spotty handles, and this is the box that I took to Comic Con with me. So let me just show you what I've got in here. I have a Turtles hat. It's like a beanie with eyes. This is just acrylic, green and orange. I don't know whether that's coming out a bit red, but it is orange. I made a Doctor Who hat. I think these are on my Etsy, I can't remember. But yeah, this Doctor Who hat and a BB-8 hat, beanie type. Also got another BB-8 one. This is a little bit smaller, this one. Oh, the light is going to drive me mad again today, isn't it? But that's another BB-8. Also got a BB-8 phone holder. I made these just before the iPhone 6 came out. So these are for like the iPhone 5 sort of size. So they didn't sell because everybody had the new iPhone. B-Max from Big Hero 6. It's just literally plain white with a bit of black and some knots. Also, I have made, so this is all really geeky stuff for me. I don't really follow it. I don't know if anyone knows the Hearthstone game. I made some Hearthstone, and this was an iPhone 6 size, and that is the iPhone 5 size. I made 2 of those. I also made some actual Hearthstone key rings and a Pokemon headband and a Nyan cat scarf and headband. I don't really know what these are, to be honest. I made these for Comic-Con to take with me. My sister said if I could make some bits, then I can try selling them. I made 3 of these and 3 of the headbands. Or was it 4 of the headbands? It might have been 4 of the headbands. And this is all I've got left. So bits have sold. I did have a few more phone cases as well, and they've sold. I had a few more hats. I did have baby hats as well, but they sold on the first show. What else did I have? I did have a few other things as well. Let's try and get these back in here just quickly. That'll do for a second. I don't want to knock the tripod. I'm going to slide that underneath. Okay, then last year, just before Christmas, I did a Christmas school fete thing, and I thought because it's school fete, I would make some things that kids might like. So I started making owls. So I've got a lot of these owls left. I sold £20 worth of stuff, or was it £26 worth of items. One of them items were £20, and that was a dinosaur that I sold. But I've got, and that is why I have, or I did, one up here I've got, so that's a big one and a little one. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 big ones, and I have little ones as well. This one hasn't got the ears on it. I don't know why, but yeah, I made these thinking, oh, they'd be great for Christmas. I made green one, I made a blue one, pink with pink, a green and pink, and I also made little hats for them as well. So for Christmas I made little hats so they could have little Christmas hats. Made a brown one, but they just, no one was interested. And I also made, I don't know whether they're in this same, they are in this same box. I made snowman bags. I don't know whether anyone, I think it was on Repeat Craft and Me, I can't remember now, but snowman bags, and they're drawstring, so you pull the drawstring and the little pom-pom ends up on top. I made these and I've got quite a few of these left as well. I've got 2 blue, a reddy colour, a grey, a marbly colour and a browny colour. So I made all these and they didn't sell. I might try putting these back on Etsy actually, because it's coming up to Christmas, sort of. I might put them on Etsy nearer to Christmas, see what happens. But I was only selling them for £5 and still nobody wanted them. So I thought that was quite cheap for what they are and what we do. But yeah, I made a little Christmas tree. But that's all the Christmassy things in this box. I also made the two, not the two, no, it is the, I can't remember what they called it now, but it's a scarf. I'm going to put this down because otherwise I'm not going to be able to show you properly. That didn't work. Anyway, this is the cabled, I can't remember what they called it now, but you literally, it's got a button on the back and you just put it on around your neck, and it's really nice. It really hugs your neck. I've got one of these in beige. I did sell one of these at the fair actually, and it's not so tight as a scarf, it's not as big as a scarf, but you can sort of, if you've got a coat on, you can sort of proper scrunch it up to your neck. It's big enough just to take off your head. I've got my glasses on my head. This is done in an Aran yarn. It is a free pattern online. Go check that out. It's really easy to do. And let me just get the rest of the stuff. And then I can just chuck it back in the, I made an owl hat. This was while I was on my owl kick. And this is just a kiddies one, purple and pink. I've also made little cardigan. It's got all the lines in it where it's been folded. This is a pattern, I have got the pattern, but little blue cardigan. I might even save this for my nephew. So that's that. Then I also made a headband. I had some leftover yarn, and I did actually make a scarf out of this, one of these scarves, with this yarn as well. So that is actually in my cupboard because I wear the grey one, but I don't wear the headband. Also, I made a jumper with a Christmas pudding. This is only a 0 to 6 month, so this won't actually fit my nephew next year, which I'm pretty sad about. Every baby that has been born where this doesn't actually fit. And just print everything on the floor, but I really like it. I did it in grey, and I had a little bit of this yarn left over, which is like a greeny colour. Is it that one? I think it is actually this. That I've bought obviously in the past, and I didn't really know what colour to put with it, and I thought, oh, I'm just going to go with it anyway, and I thought it stands out quite nice. It's not, the colours are not too Christmassy, like the actual jumper itself, but then obviously it's got the Christmas pudding on it. Really easy to do. If you look at the inside, that is what it looks like. I did have to have separate little bits on either side because I didn't want to pull it all the way across, but I was happy with that. I've also made, sorry for you seeing the top of my head, everything has fallen on the floor. Also made this little cardigan. This was just with stuff that I had left over. I wanted to knit something, and I was like, I don't know what to knit, I don't know what colours. I think this was a good a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago, and I didn't really have that much stash, and I just wanted to make something, so I just mishmashed all the colours together. It's a little bit funky, but I think this is a 3 to 6 months maybe, but this is for a little girl really, so that can stay in the box. Because they are in these boxes, they don't get the musty smell, and they haven't really been up there that long. I've also made little mittens. Oh, I keep dropping everything. Made little mittens. I've also got a blue one there, and there should be another blue one somewhere. Oh, it's here in the other box, because I think the rest of them are in that box. So let me put those in there. Then I made, I keep saying then I made, next I made cable tidy things. So for instance, if you've got your phone cable, you wrap it up and put this around it. Let me just do the button up. You put, and then you just, like say you put the cable inside so it don't get all tangled if you put it in your bag, or if you're traveling or in the car. And I'm still dropping things. So yeah, that was, I think I was selling these for £1, I think, but even they didn't go. And I've give some away as well, but I have made some of those, and I just keep them in a little organza bag because they're so tiny. They'll end up being everywhere, and I don't want that. Then, oh, stop saying then. There is no then. Next is, if you watched my video from when I went on holiday, you will remember the yarn that I used for my first pair of socks. And I told you that I had a pair of sock, or I had a sock already made. This is my first sock. This is a pattern in the Simply Knitting magazine. I nearly said Simply Knitting Crochet. Simply Knitting magazine. The only reason I made this sock is because it was made in the flat. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but there is a seam all the way down to the heel, and then it's made in the flat again, and then you join the top and the bottom together, and put the toe together. I didn't use Kitchener, I know that because I didn't know anything about that at the time, but this is supposed to be like a slouchy sock. It's absolutely massive. I love the pattern of this, but I did it wrong, and that is why I haven't completed the second sock. You were supposed to decrease the leg. I'm just thinking, I think you started from here, worked your way up. Yes, you started from the bottom, and then you knitted that way, because this is the bind off. Yes, this is the bind off at the top. And anyway, you were supposed to decrease. Oh, I can't remember. Anyway, it was supposed to be a lot smaller by the ankle. This is absolutely massive. As you can see, I can get my arm in it. So that is why there is only one sock. I don't want to rip it out either. It's took me so long, and especially with the pattern that is on it, it really did take a long time, and I just don't want to rip it back. It's just a memory for me, so this is my memory piece. I've also made, and if I was having a niece, now let me know about this, because if I was having a niece I would make another one. Loopy cardigan. I really want to make another one of these. This one is really old, and yeah, I wouldn't give this away. It looks grubby, but it's not. I think it's just the wool. It was like a cheap home bargain B&M wool years and years ago. I've had this for a good 7, 8 years. I just got the pattern. I thought, oh, I want to make one of those. And that is how it was back when I first started knitting. I would just get a pattern and knit it, get a pattern, and that's why I've got so much why I've had so much in the past. But would you put a boy in a loopy cardigan? I've said to my sister that I wanted to make one if it was a girl, and she went, but you can make one if it's a boy. So she would put a boy in a loopy cardigan. I was thinking maybe blue or grey and white, or boy colours obviously, but loopy cardigan, I always said that I would never make another one, but unless it was my own child. But because obviously it's my sister's baby, it's the same sort of thing. It's my nephew. So anyway, I'm going to stop rambling. I'm going to lift this up. This is a slightly smaller box. These are the mittens that I made. I've also got in here a little waistcoat type thing. This I made just because I felt like making it. Really, really cute. The light is blowing the colour out. It's a baby pink. Really cute. So I've got that. I also made Converse. They're really hard to... But I made baby Converse. And I've made them in a few different colours. Made them in red. I made them in, that's the same as that. I made them in grey, but these are tiny. They're tiny, 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 and I don't even think a baby's foot would even go in that, to be honest. It's so tiny, and that's why I made the bigger ones. I have also made ballerina shoes. I made hair scrunchy things. Got loads and loads and loads of these in here. Just with scrap yarn that I had. I made Christmassy ones as well when I did a Christmas fair a couple of years back. I was selling them for 50p and people still wasn't interested. So I've just got loads of those in here. Oh, a baby hat. And I think that is that colour as well. No, it ain't. A beanie, baby beanie. This is a newborn, I think. Doesn't say, but I think it's a newborn. So that can be going in my pile of nephew bits. I also made this hat, which is a baby bonnet, but I made it completely wrong. You were supposed to flip this here, so it flipped that way. So it flipped back on itself, and I read the pattern completely wrong because you've got a lovely picot edge there, and I made it completely wrong. I suppose you could probably have it inside out. If I had stitched it inside out, it probably wouldn't have looked too bad. It probably would have looked quite nice actually, but I did it wrong, and so it's just sat in here. I made an owl eye mask thing. I was just bored one day and I see the pattern and I thought I'll give it a try. I didn't make another one. I made some cake. It looks quite rude, but they didn't really come out as I expected. And I just stuffed it with an old pillow that I had, so they're not really like for selling or anything. They're just sort of here because they're here. I made a preemie hat that hasn't actually gone anywhere, and then I discovered that I could just use it as a basket because it was so tiny. Yeah. Then I've got this, just some more little ballerina shoes that I've made. These ones haven't got a sole. The pink ones I knitted a separate sole and stitched it on, but these ones haven't. This is a cardigan, but it's got no edging at the front. Love the yarn. I think I bought this yarn in Cornwall. We went to, oh, where was it? St Ives maybe, I can't remember now. Yeah, I can't remember. And there was a wall stall and I just like, oh my god, I need to go over there. And I made this. It's supposed to have ribbon in the eyelets. I just haven't got the right ribbon and I haven't got anyone to give it to. So one day when there is someone to give it to, I will get the ribbon. But I'm not really happy with it because I don't like the way that it rolls. It doesn't, I've blocked this actually and it still, excuse me, it still rolls. So yeah, that is just something that stays in the box. This I made for my niece. She's now nearly 8, but it was too small, so I made a bigger size. This was, didn't realise I was just making it, and it was a preemie size, so I didn't actually know until it didn't fit, and I was like, well, what size did I make then? It was a preemie size, so that is in here. I've showed that. I made this hat. This was a colourwork hat. I really like it, but I don't like the way that I've stitched it up. As you can see, I've stitched it up really badly. It was long before I really knew how to mattress stitch and all that sort of thing. I don't know if you can see the skulls on it. The light is terrible. Okay, like that. Yeah, this was a pattern from the internet, free pattern. The inside is a complete and utter mess. It's not too bad, I suppose, for a beginner. The thing is that you made it in the flat and then stitched it together, so you didn't actually make it in the round. Another thing that I've got, I made another one of those muffin cake pin cushion things. I made a pair of fingerless mitts or wrist warmers, whatever you want to call them. Really easy to make. They were just made in the flat and then sewed together down this side, leaving a little hole for your thumb. So really easy. You can put any pattern, you can do anything you want. This was in a Simply Knitting magazine, and I've made these before. Sorry, I've made these after. I think this was the first or second pair that I made. So I've made these again over and over and over and just changed the design. I've changed the length here, I've changed the top. A lot of them have been gifted, so I haven't got them. I made a Christmas cracker. Yeah. Also, I have made this scarf. I'm going to sit back because otherwise the box, there's so much hair, my hair just falls out. I made this scarf, and this was out of Aran. This is Aran wool, and literally all I did was used probably a 6mm needle, 5mm needle, and I just alternated how many times I wrapped the wool around the needle, so then when you go to the next row you just drop all the extra wraps, and that's how you get the elongated stitches. And I did this really long. I just don't wear it. I don't know, it is nice, without strangling myself. I put tassels on it. I might keep this out actually, saying that I've got so many scarves. But it is quite nice because it's sort of really thick, and you can proper snuggle up underneath it. And I think I just used whatever I had left. I can't even remember what I made out of the original bit. No, I can't remember what I made, but I just know I had this much left. and I knitted it until I was fed up and put the tassels on the bottom. I also made Christmas decorations, a little jumper, stripy jumper, and this was supposed to be, what was it supposed to be? No, this was it. I think this was the mitten pattern. So where did I just put that? This pattern, and I thought it would look like a Christmas hat. So I did the tinsel around the bottom, the red, and then just put a string on it to put it on the Christmas tree or hang it somewhere. I did try selling these at the Christmas fair and they didn't sell. I've made dummy clips in the past. This is quite a nice one because it's blue, even though it's a flower. I've made dummy clips, and the clips that I use are all plastic. They can go in the washing machine. My nephew has had a couple of them. So they're like crocodile type clips. And you just push that down, and they're all plastic, no metal or anything. I did try selling these at the craft fair, but because they didn't have a certificate or something, because I suppose they're for babies, I couldn't sell them. I was selling them for £5. I can still make them. I find it very hard to sell my crochet, or my knitting, sorry. I don't know why I have trouble. I put stuff on Etsy and stuff never goes. And it doesn't dishearten me at all, because I enjoy doing it, and if no one wants to buy it, that's fine. It's not a problem. I don't really care. I've made one with a star on it. I made a blue one with a star, and I made a red one and a star. These can actually be put to one side, I think, because they are sort of boyish. Another one with a flower on it, but I think that's I had to take the clip off of this one because I made one and I didn't have enough clips, so I had to take the clip off of that one. But I have got more clips. Made that one, and I think that's it so far. There's probably more down there somewhere, but I'm going to keep those to one side. Let me put those up there. I also made little slippers, and I've made these in all different colours. There's probably more in the bottom here somewhere. So I made an old-fashioned cardigan. It keeps rolling up as well, so this, I'm not really happy with that. There is a lot of this, if you can see, because it's off of the tinsel. The tinsel is just going everywhere. Also, another little cardigan, little girly cardigan. I think this was 3 to 6 months, or maybe 6 to 12 months. I can't remember now. I have actually made another 2 of these. I got an order from this actual one. The lady wanted one in pink and one in lemon. Or was it green and lemon? I think it might have been green and lemon. I can't remember now, but yeah, so I've made that. I made another little bolero, and I made more wrist warmers. I also made quite a few years ago little sandals for the little girls. These are tiny as well, so I don't know whether they will actually fit anyone. Another pair of slippers. I'm going to see if I can find the other one to that and put it to one side. Let me put that up there. And I also made this jumper, which is a Debbie Bliss pattern. Yes, Debbie Bliss pattern. And it's like a V-neck style jumper, and it's a roll bottom again. This was made in Aran. Oh, this was probably what the scarf was made out of. Quite possibly. I wasn't happy with this. I really was not happy with this. It just didn't turn out how I thought it would. Maybe I could probably put a border around the bottom to make it a bit longer, but just not what I expected once I had made it. I think sometimes you have to make these things out of the yarn that they suggest. I just used cheap acrylic in Aran, but didn't really turn out how I expected it to turn out. I've rambled on for far too long. That's all I've got to show. I don't believe there is anything else in here. I don't think so. I think I've showed everything. For some reason there's a bracelet in here. But yeah, I think I've shown everything there is. I did make a lot of stuff for Christmas as well. So when Christmas comes around, I will be showing you I made penguins and snowmen, and I've made a, was it 12 days of Christmas? No, 24 days maybe. 24 different, there was a stocking, an envelope. I can't remember now. It was in a Simply Knitting magazine, and you're supposed to hang it so it's like a chain and they all hang off. I have nowhere to really hang it like that, so I just hang it on the edge of the door frame and it hangs downwards. So that's how I have mine. What else did I make for Christmas? I made penguins, and I think you'll enjoy seeing those because I'm so proud of them. I made a set for myself and I made a set for my mum, so we've got a set each. So but that's about it. So I just thought I'd show you what I have in storage, really. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm really sorry if I've rambled on too much and you really wasn't interested. Thank you if you've got to the end, and I shall see you in Friday's video. Bye for now.